Hey everyone, it's Alvi here. I'm preparing to do these readings. I still couldn't get on. I tried to use my laptop and it just wouldn't let me go live. So I don't know what's actually going to happen. I hope. And I also noticed that it said I was going live at 9 o'clock even though I set it for 4. So I have no idea what in the fuck's going on with this weird tech glitch thing, but I finally managed to work out some way to get live. So hopefully I'm gonna run off and get my microphone and see if it helps, because it's kind of loud traffic right now, and I will return. I'm just gonna hang here and wait to see if anyone shows up anyway. And if not, go ahead and do the reading, and hopefully you guys can catch it on the replay. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting very frustrated with this whole thing. It's just impossible. It is. I finally gotten live on my phone, but nothing else has worked. Nothing. So that's very interesting. Yeah, let's just sit here and wait and see if anyone shows up, I guess. Oh, hi, I can see someone's watching. Say hello. Yep, so I'm just waiting to see if anyone else shows up before I start the readings. This was meant to happen at the beginning of the week, but I've had heaps of trouble with audio not working, and I've recorded like 3 times, and then every time I go to edit, I find out that the audio is cut out or something. So it's not fun. So hopefully this is working and you guys can hear me or whatever. So yeah, we will be on the readings very soon. I might actually just do a little collective reading to get into the spirit of things, so that I am not sitting here doing nothing. Oh, I've got a slow connection. Well, that's weird, because I just had my modem replaced and my internet fixed so that it didn't do that. So I don't know what's going on with that too. Very interesting. Somebody doesn't want me to get messages out, do they? Bizarre. Anyway. Okay, I'm going to just do a quick collective reading for anyone who happens to show up, while I'm waiting for anyone who happens to show up, if anyone does, because I don't know, the time that I was meant to do this was wrong on Facebook, so I don't know what happened there either. It's just weird things all around, really. Okay, can we get a message for a collective, please? Let's have a look here. Why is that connection slow? It can't be. It can't be. I just had a brand new modem brought in, so why is it slow? That's weird. Anyway, let's keep going. Alright, what have we got here? Okay, the Knight of Swords. I didn't want to say wands, but I knew it was swords. This is a collective energy that's coming through right now. What I get from this is, like, with this card in the upright position, it can talk about people like running away, as you can see he's running. It depends on, the context, but this is sort of like someone running back or running towards something that they want, more than running away from anyone or anything. So a turnaround in the direction, perhaps, is coming through. what else is going to come up for you guys collectively. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups. This is talking about feeling complacent and, you know, just unsatisfied, I think. So kind of got her looking in a direction. She's looking at this guy who's running back towards something that's going to take him somewhere very quickly. So, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse as well. So, yeah. Interesting energy coming through here. I feel like what's coming through with these cards is sort of saying it's whatever you've invested in, sort of thing, or maybe it's sort of like you're dropping what you've been putting your energy into and changing your mind and going back towards something else, because whatever you were focusing on has just not brought you the satisfaction or fulfillment that you had hoped it would. Or perhaps, you know, the financial gain as well, because because the Pentacles is about finances and, you know, things in the earthly plane. So yeah, interesting, strange, interesting, strange. So this is collective again. So collectively, we're looking at like giving up on something that, or changing direction, perhaps, so that changing direction from something that just isn't doing it for you anymore, I guess. I'm gonna pull some more cards and see what comes up, and then we'll get into the actual pick a card readings. I did see someone pop up, but I don't know if it's my slow connection that's, you know, not helping people connect. Either way, I'm determined to get this reading out to you guys. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with it. It's ridiculous, really. We got the Knight of Pentacles also coming up in reverse. Let's give this a bit of an energy clear with that deck. So the Knight of Pentacles is like, he's got, you know, the coins coming out from behind him. Almost looks like he and the horse are, you know, ploughing the field, and there's money kind of coming in behind them. So it's like something that, yeah, it's just sort of going along with this same theme of it's not bringing the financial gain or the satisfaction or whatever it was that you had hoped it would. So there's like this change in direction, and wanting to find out what the change in direction is, like where are you heading with this sort of thing. God, that blue light. I've got a ring light on in front of me, and it's made me look a little sick, I think. Let's just see what color we can make that. Oh, that's terrifying too. That's not too bad. That's better. When it's too bright, it's like it makes you all shiny and weird. And I don't really look shiny and weird, except that I've got oil on my face at the moment. So there you go. Let's have a look and see what direction change are we going in. So I'm looking at the Four of Cups as I'm shuffling, and I'm kind of seeing this. It's like there's potential there, but you can't see it, right? Because she's got this cup here that's like all sorts of rainbow colors, and you know, that sort of represents lots of different kinds of energies and things like that. And it's like a cup of opportunity being offered to her, but she's so busy looking back at something else. So it's sort of like focusing too much on something and then missing out on the opportunities that are being offered to you in some ways as well. All right. What have we got here? Hangman in reverse. Yeah, so there's definitely movement. Moving towards something that is a bit of a, I don't know, it's going to, try to listen to what my guides are saying. Moving towards something that is going to be, I feel like it's going to come to you sort of out of the blue. and it's going to come to you while you're resting. It's something to do with like sitting still and letting that kind of energy bring to you the ideas or whatever it is that needs to be, you know, to be able to see, I guess, the clarity that you need to be able to see the opportunities, perhaps. Let's have a look and see what else. Then we get the Wheel of Fortunes come up, so big changes coming through. And then let's see what's next. Okay, Six of Pentacles. All right, so this change in direction, whatever that is for you, it's going to bring you to a place where you could very well be offered money or given money. You know, it can be a windfall, it could be an inheritance. It's also this feeling of reciprocity, so it's sort of like you get what you give as well. So the Wheel of Fortune is bringing you this like maybe karmic payback, and when I say karmic, I don't mean bad. Like a lot of people think that karma is bad, but karma is actually just like the law of cause and effect. I wanted to say the law of attraction, so maybe that's got something, you know, a message for you guys as well, but it's the law of cause and effect. So what you do comes back to you kind of energy. So if you've been putting a lot of effort into something and it hasn't really been paying off, or you feel very disillusioned by it, this is set to change. I feel like by changing your energy, and this is something that people kind of get caught up on sometimes. It's easy to be obsessed over something, so you're feeling when you're putting all your energy into something and it's not bringing you what you want, being able to detach from it and sort of turn away and put your energy elsewhere so it can kind of organically progress is the best thing that you can possibly do. So yeah, but what I am actually seeing is that there will be like this change, a change coming towards something that's, you know, it's better for you, something that's equal, something that's going to bring in what, you know, you're going to get paid what you're worth, or you're going to start being, you know, having what you need, like being in balance as far as that's concerned, like the give and take kind of energy. I'm going to pull one more card and see how we go. And then we're in Seven of Wands energy as well. Yeah, so I feel like this is sort of like protecting yourself as well, just with this idea. There's lots of wands here. And wands can be, you know, like wanting to communicate and stuff. Like the Eight of Wands is often about written communication or receiving texts or emails or messages or something like that. But the Seven of Wands, I feel, is just a little bit different, especially with the imagery on this card. It's like there's a lot going on outside, but she's just focusing on her bubble, what's in her bubble, and kind of reflecting, not reflecting as in a mirror, but deflecting probably is a better way to put it, like sort of deflecting all of those different things, because she kind of has found her own power in some way. That's an interesting energy for the collective. So apparently no one's turned up, which isn't surprising, because yeah, the right time wasn't on there. When I looked, I had it scheduled. I had an event scheduled on here to do a live, and I put 4 o'clock my time. I know I did. I checked it two or three times, but when I came on here to check it, it said it was meant to be at 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on with that. So anyway, we have the group 1 reading. So group 1, if you chose the peacock feather, and I've forgotten which crystals I used. I'm going to have a quick look on my computer, which is working as a great phone screen right now, phone holder. Where are we? Because I had to move them, obviously. I'm pretty sure this was like the rose quartz, but the feather was more like, yeah, there we go. And the black tourmaline heart was group 3. Oh, yep, there it is over there. Cool. So if you chose by, very organized, as you can tell. So if you chose by peacock feather or rose quartz chunk, then this is the reading for you. Or you might have, you know, been drawn to more than one reading as well, so that's fine as well. I've redone all the cards too, by the way, because by the time I've actually come to do this reading, I figure that the energy has changed, and I thought that might be part of the reason that I wasn't like getting any what's the word? I wasn't able to get the readings done earlier in the week. So, okay, so for you guys, new blueprints. Ooh, that's interesting. See, that's talking a bit about a big change as well. So blueprints could be a lot of different things. I'm actually going to put on my charming glasses. These aren't my good glasses. I don't know where I put them. As you can tell, they're really good because I don't know where I put them. And I'm going to read out of the book for this one. I feel like there's just messages in there that are going to be helpful for you guys. So let's have a look and see what this one says. The new blueprints. Okay, number 38, 36, 37, 38. Okay, be the change, take action, take a step no matter how small, ignite an upward spiral, make a positive change. Ethics, compassion, creating a ripple of light. I'm just going to skip through because this has a lot, as you probably know if you watch these readings regularly, that there's a lot about how she channeled the picture and the message, and sometimes that kind of goes a bit too long. Although, this be the change you wish to see is an empowering mantra to remind us that we can step up and create the blueprints for the world we want to know. So this is sort of talking about co-creation. It's talking about, you know, creating the life you want to live instead of the one that you perhaps are, or the one that you think you have to, or something like that. Powerful meaning change starts with you today. Despite our desire to see change, we can be overwhelmed by all that is going on in the world, and making a positive impact can seem impossible. It is healthy to have an interest in what is happening around us, but it is important not to become so disheartened that we can't find the inner light to ignite even the tiniest upward spiral of improvement. Yeah, I understand that. Sometimes, especially if you're empathic or very sensitive, all of the things that go on around you can be really overwhelming, and that way it can be very difficult to find your inner light because you're focused on the outer not so light stuff. There is still so much natural beauty on this incredible blue planet, and there are organizations and solar game changers creating amazing transformation at this time. Shift your focus on to what is possible rather than what isn't. Stepping forward with action, however small, will benefit the vibration of the planet in some way. We have more of a voice than we realize. As consumers, we direct our energy and make a difference through ethical choices. By stepping out of our own needs and wants, we can help someone less privileged. We can pick up trash, be present with someone, or smile at those we share a path with. Small acts create a ripple of goodness in the world. Consider how all beings can co-inhabit this glorious planet. Could you design a blueprint for ethical, compassionate, heart-centered living? What would the guardians of this earth need to be? How will they feel about themselves? What can you uphold to this? So, and then it says, divinatory meaning, this card inspires action, no matter how small, that will create a ripple of light in the world. You are part of the bigger picture, a greater story, and your actions, your choices, and your presence are making a difference. You have more power than you realize. Focus on what you can do and do it well. change takes time, so make plans and start now. So that's a very powerful message about making changes. You know, just the smallest change can, as it says, can start a ripple of light. I can't stand looking at it. It makes my eyes all blurry if I'm not reading, so it's weird. Making a ripple of light through the world with small changes and things that you can do. Clear waters, so clear vision, confirmation, right timing, opportunity. Wow, guys, this is a really amazing message that's coming through. And then we have affirmations. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, when I was reading the new blueprints meaning out of the book, I kind of clicked onto the fact that, you know, and I kind of embellished on it too, about how easy it is to get caught up in the bad stuff of the world, be bombarded by the negative stuff, or, you know, be, what's the word? Not surprisingly upset by the horrible things that go on in the world. But this is a message about remembering that there are still beautiful things in the world, and there's still light in the world, and the more that you focus on that, the more that you can bring to, you know, the world. Just the smallest bit is going to help. I'm having trouble finding my words again, as usual. But I feel like it's sort of like you're going to be coming up with a plan. This is what I'm getting here. It's sort of like these, if you're using affirmations, it's going to help you make those small changes, and all those small changes will add up into a big change. But you also have a plan. I feel like your vision is clearing from something that you might not have been able to kind of put a finger on. It feels, when I'm seeing into it, when I'm feeling into it, it just feels like shadow and blur and just, weirdness, like a lack of clarity, like an inability to know exactly what it is that you should be doing. Or I don't like using the word should be doing, but this is kind of like, you know, that there's something that you would rather be doing, or that you could be doing, but you didn't know what it was. You wanted to make plans, but you couldn't make plans because you didn't have a clear idea of like how to do it. But I feel like this is coming through, like it's the right time. It's going to be the right time this week, and an opportunity will come up for you to be able to make those plans. Just even the smallest step, as they said in the blueprints, just the smallest step towards something that you want to change, or something that you want to do, or something that's going to bring more love into the world, or into your world, is going to be something that's going to be like really helpful to you, and it's going to be coming through for you this week. So I'm just being really drawn to the new blueprints, and I'm actually seeing blueprints. So I'm thinking for some of you might be like building a house, or, you know, creating a plan. I don't know why I wanted to say funnel, but a funnel. That's really strange. I know what a funnel is. If you don't know what a funnel is, it's like the way that you set up a website to nurture people into buying something, basically. So it's sort of like, you know, you go to that website, you go to that page, and they've got here, click here, and you go here, and it tells you everything that they're going to give you. And then there's like, you know, different sort of things, and it goes here and it goes there, and then at the end it's like, do you want to buy this kind of thing? That's a funnel. And just in case you didn't know, I guess that somebody watching this might not know, and that's why I was kind of prompted to say that. So yeah, with affirmations, it says to lift up your thoughts and energy, and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. So with affirmations, a lot of people just say the words, and that can take like a really long time. What it is what works better, or what works for me and what works for a lot of people, is actually feeling the feeling of those words. So it's kind of like embedding the frequency within your energy field, rather than just saying or writing the words, because, as I said, that's a long and laborious way of changing your mental patterns. There's much quicker and easier ways to do that. Some of those being feeling the feelings of those affirmations that you might be, you know, thinking of or using, as well as saying them or feeling saying them or writing them down. There's also things like NLP, where we can do things like a quick belief change, so that if you've got a belief that's stopping you from going somewhere but you don't quite know how to get rid of it or how to change it, there's like ways to work with the subconscious mind to change the pictures, to change the visuals of what we see, which is how our minds work. And that can work really well too. So if that's, that might be something you'd be interested in looking into. I'm gonna now pull a few of these lovely cards because I found them. My witch Moon Witch Oracle deck. I can't even remember. It's been a week, I can tell you. Especially with all the tech stuff, it's just blown my brain right now. It's like, why isn't this working? I can't get it. I try not to get frustrated, but sometimes it's just like, what is going on? You know what I mean? Why? What's going on? Why can't I hear it? Or what? Why is this happening? And I'm not getting any answers when I'm asking these questions. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go with some Moon Witch Oracle cards for you guys, and then we'll do some tarot and get more into the details. But for what I can see, there's going to be a positive change sort of coming in, and you doing all the things that you can to support that positive change is going to be very helpful for you this week. So can we get some messages for group? Okay, group 1. All right, so the power of sisterhood, Coven. So obviously you don't need to go and join Coven, but it's just talking about, the power of numbers. So if you're trying to or wanting to create a change, manifest something, create something, perhaps if there's other people who have a like-minded idea, you can get together, because the more people who put, the more energy that gets put into it, into whatever, makes it more powerful, and it just, happens that way. I also get from this card, hanging out with your sisters or your female friends, perhaps. They might have, things for you that you need to know, knowledge or wisdom or messages or something like that as well. Or just that feeling of camaraderie, so you don't feel alone. So, if you're having an issue, you can talk to someone and they'll be like, yeah, I know exactly how you feel. That empathy thing where we feel connected to other people. So the answer is yes, just go for it. I love this card coming up with these messages, and I really do feel like you're going to come up with something, whatever it is. I do feel like for you guys, it's been a while and you've been kind of stuck in something. I'm not really sure what it is. As I said, I'm getting this kind of black cloudy kind of thing. So you want to move, you want to change, but things haven't been working your way. But now you're going to start seeing clearly and coming up with, small step plans to shift things and change things for you. Bring in opportunities as well. Let's have a look. I'm going to start yawning now. Okay, let's see if we can get a few more of these Moon Witch Oracle card messages for group 1, please. Group 1 messages. Ooh. Okay, so Crescent Moon. Pardon me, I'm croaky today. Keep moving forward. You've got this, okay? So don't give up. Keep moving forward. It's time to, it's not the time to stop, basically. You've got this, it says. So even if you feel like you don't at the moment, you do have it. You've got this. You know what you're doing, I think. Sometimes it's easy to doubt yourself, especially when things aren't going the way that you had hoped. I'm giggling because, what I was just saying before about all the tech issues and stuff that I've had. So a few more messages for group 1, please, would be fantastic. Just a few more witchy oracle messages for my group 1s, please. Maybe, if they want to give me any. Oh, okay. Have you got more messages for group 1, please? Oh, there we go. Woof. Okay, last quarter. What does that say? What's holding you back? All right, I feel like with this one coming up, it's sort of giving you clarity on what's holding you back. this week somewhere along the line. I don't know why my hair is tangled under there. I just went to sweep it out of the way and realised it was stuck under my sleeve. And we'll get one more, and then we'll go into the tarot for you guys. I'll try not to make these readings too long. So, yeah, one more message. Okay, that's what they want to know. Want you to know. Celine, bring light into somebody else's dark sky. All right, so yeah. I feel like you're going to connect with something, some light within you, some hope, or a new path or something like that, that's going to sort of give you that opportunity and that time to, oh, not time, but like the opportunity to bring some light into somebody else's life as well, which is such a nice message. So whatever you're planning, I think it's kind of not just something about you, it's about other people as well. Let's look here. We shall get these ones out. This cord's making the weirdest noises behind me, or in front of me actually, behind you. Alright, can we get some tarot messages for group 1, please? Ooh, here we go, something big coming up here. We have the Ace of Cups, but in reverse. So we'll get some more cards and see what message comes up with that. I feel kind of like, while looking at it, well, the Ace of Cups is like, you know, a new beginning in love, but this is reversed. So it doesn't mean that there's not love there. It just kind of means like, I don't know, I'm getting this feeling of maybe things haven't gone the way you wanted them to, or perhaps it was like a failed relationship or a relationship that didn't work, and it's left you, that's maybe why you're feeling kind of stuck and don't know kind of which way to go. And that sort of energy, that heartbreak, healing heartbreak, I'm flipping them up the wrong way. So here we go, the Chariot. All right, and then we've got, what else have we got? The Five of Wands. Okay. All right, so let's have a look here at these messages. The Ace of Cups coming up. It's really is just giving me this energy, this feeling that, you know, like you guys have lost your spark. This is how you'll start the week, feeling that you just kind of, you know what I mean. I'm sure that, you know, that spark, and it might not be about a relationship specifically. It might just be that you're feeling a bit down or depressed or kind of disconnected from yourself or from the things that make you feel fulfilled, or something along those lines, you know, like it's just kind of, really, do I have to, getting up and going through the motions kind of energy that's coming through for whatever reason. But then we jump straight to the Chariot. So the Chariot is the complete opposite of that energy, and it's sort of like, I feel like there's going to be some kind of inspiration or some reason of suddenly going, you know, forward really fast. There's a lot to do with balance here, so maybe finding your balance, maybe some idea or something is coming to you, as I said, that's going to give you balance, because you can see like the black and white of the horses represents balance in tarot and things. And things, very technical terms there. Yeah, so that represents balance. But there's a man who's like, he's rather than sitting inside the carriage, he's squatting on top. So he's got some pretty darn good balance there. I feel like you'll be finding your balance and equilibrium is probably a better way to put it, because equilibrium means that you can, you know, move with the what's the word? What is the saying? Roll with the punches kind of thing, you know. Not be tipped over by things so much. Moving straight into the Five of Wands, which looks like a little bit of competition, or it's a bit of a fight perhaps. The Five of Wands does represent kind of having to fight for what you've created, or the position that you're in, that you have to kind of like fight people off to, or you feel like you have to fight people off to stay where you are. I'm going to get some more on that, I think. This is just sort of beginning of the week energy. All right. So let's keep going and we'll get some more messages Can you give me some more messages for group 1, please? More messages for group 1. Plonk. Oh, well, she just came up before. That's a lot of cards. Maybe I shouldn't take them all, but I will. So, yeah, the 7 of Wands. I feel like with these two sitting next to each other, it looks a lot like a message of maybe what you felt, like how you felt threatened, is the word that I'm getting. You felt threatened. You felt like there was, as I said previously, competition for something or something like that. Or having to fight for that position or fight for that, I can't think of the right word. But it's sort of like, I don't know, defending. Yeah, that's the you have to defend yourself in some way, shape or form, or you have felt like you had to defend yourself. But coming into that 7 of Wands energy, it's sort of talking about rising above that kind of feeling. So here are all the things that you were trying to defend yourself from or fight off, or that you felt threatened by, but by stepping into this 7 of Wands energy. And I feel like this has got to do with the plan, the blueprint, the new idea coming in, is taking these little steps and supporting yourself with affirmations and things like that. It's kind of creating this bubble of equilibrium around you, so you're not so focused on that. You realize that it's you who has the power to create things or make things feel, make yourself feel happy again. You're reconnecting with that inner power that you have. And then we have the I wanted to say the 7 of Wands, and it's not the 7 of Wands at all. It's the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, here we have the Wheel of Fortune, and I feel like this is sort of like heading towards midweek energy, because that's where it is basically. So yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is talking about big change. It's bringing in something that's going to shift for you. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Maybe that's where I was getting the Pentacles from when I was trying to call the Wheel of Fortune the wrong name. I feel like also there's a message here, because 8 of Pentacles is about putting the work in. It's like doing whatever it is that you need to do, whatever it is to execute this plan or to come to understand the plan, or something along those lines. So to create whatever it is that you need to create, you need to put some work in. And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune kind of coming up is showing you, like you're going to be able to step into it instead of being in this energy that you were in earlier, which is like lost your spark and just can't be bothered doing anything, and everything kind of just doesn't really seem fulfilling or anything like that. I feel like this is sort of changing. It's switching over this week. And look, you've got the Ace of Swords as well. So this really speaks to me about opening up, your mind opening up, going deeper into some kind of understanding or concept or something like that. And with doing that, it's like expanding your consciousness so that you can actually see and feel things in a different way, maybe reframing. But it's sort of like, it's deeper than reframing. It's like recoding, and that kind of ties in with the new blueprints too, because sometimes we need to recode our minds. I can't even think of how to put it. It's like releasing patterns that are blocking you and things that make you make limiting decisions. So this is, I feel like it's kind of like moving beyond that and seeing something in a new light and discovering some kind of new way or new key into something new and different, or a different way of doing things, by putting in some work, by putting in some time, investing in whatever it is that you're focusing on, like this one small step or these few small steps or this plan. I mean, it might not be small steps for some of you, but it might just be that next step. I'm just going to grab some we're going to grab some end of week messages. So 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, I can't get these right at all today. So Nine of Pentacles, being independent, basically. It's going to bring you to being independent, and this can be financially independent specifically. How many cards have I got here? Half the deck, of course. I might not take all of those. I might just take one of them, which is this. So it's sort of talking about, there's just too many there for me to read. So coming into this independent energy, but we also see the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords speaks about having some sort of anxiety or worry or letting things kind of overwhelm you. So I feel like this card coming up is just a bit of it. It's a bit of a warning in a way, like look out for that when if you feel yourself slipping into this feeling of, what I'm getting here is like you're in the Nine of Pentacles energy, sort of, you know, like earning your own money, you're doing your own thing, but you might start to sort of wobble a little bit and fall back into this this like pattern or something like that, that sort of makes you fear. This anxiety makes you fearful, or, you know, this anxiety that's kind of making you feel a bit wobbly and a bit worried. So just watch out for that. Sometimes it's something that happens when something new comes up, and it's just, you know, it's because it's new, our brains can't kind of focus on it. Hi, Kelly. Oh, I've dropped a card. Nice to see you. So yeah, that was the last card. This one is the last card for group one. So we've got the Star, which brings in hope and healing. I feel sort of like with this one coming up as well for the end, this is sort of like end of the week energy. It's just like keep focusing on that light and keep focusing on, you know, the brightness, and connecting with that and that healing energy, and bringing new and amazing things into your life, because I feel like this is really a very positive note to end this one on. So next time we're moving on to group two. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm surprised that you found me, Kelly, because I don't know what happened, but when I came to go on live, it said that I'd scheduled it for 9 o'clock, which I didn't at all. And I was like, oh no, nobody's going to be there. So I'm glad you found me. It's good to have at least one person in the audience watching. Oh dear. All right, let's go to group two now. I'll put these ones away. So, no, that's group three. Get the right cards out. It is such an Alvi move. Yeah, you wouldn't even believe it. Couldn't get my laptop to go online. It's hilarious, really. It's starting to get a bit frustrating, honestly. So I'm glad at least that I got on here and I'm actually able to deliver the messages. Let's put it that way. So now let's go into group two's readings. This is group two if you chose the Kookaburra feather. My friend Tam tells me this is a Kookaburra feather that I didn't know, but I just thought it was a really cool feather that I found. Or the selenite rod, or big selenite chunk, really. Or group two, then this is one of your readings if you chose more than one, or it's just your reading if you chose just one. So let's have a look and see what you guys have got. So you've got Radical Expansion. Wow. That's a cool card. I see Ascension energy is coming through there. You know, like sort of really tapping into the multi-dimensional nature of yourself, expanding your consciousness, expanding your energy, expanding into the light of your soul kind of vibes coming through there. And then we have immerse yourself, training, learning, new hobbies and new passions. So group two, you guys are in for a massive expansion in some way. It could be like a physical expansion, you know, like physical things in the world. I don't mean you're going to explode or anything like that. I just feel like there's a big change sort of coming for you, and it's going to make you grow, but not in that painful growing pains kind of way. It's sort of like, wow, because you have a look at the colors on this card and they're so rainbow and so kind of, I don't know, it just reminds me of how I see my soul star chakra, to be honest, which is a bit like Cloud Cookie Land in the Lego movie. But yeah, it's just very vibrant and very positive. So I feel like you're moving into something amazing here. Immerse yourself, training, learning new hobbies and passions. And then the third card we have is marriage. So this could be about a marriage. It doesn't necessarily have to be yours, but it could be. It could be about someone else's marriage. Or it could be about you meeting someone who you know, feel is marriage material, something like that. Anyway, we'll get into this. I'm going to read the Radical Expansion card out of the meaning out of the guidebook, and then we'll get into more messages, because this is pretty interesting. I might even read the Immerse Yourself out of the guidebook too. I'm just feeling drawn to do that, so that I feel like there's messages in there that you guys need to hear. So where are we? 40, Radical Expansion. I could do with some radical expansion. It's been a while since I was like full on ascension path vibes, and that was interesting, that's for sure. So living and loving at full capacity, being unapologetically you, self-expression, boldness, having a voice, taking up space, expansion, empowerment, owning your true power, being visible in the world, having fun with your magnificence, letting go of judgment, creative exploration of radical ways of being. I like that. That's really cool. So it says, what would it be like to live, love, and feel at full capacity? Do you imagine what it would be like? Sorry, there's notifications coming up on my computer, and I'm like, what's that? So this card is about truly being you unapologetically. The gifts you think are too bold for this world, and those heartfelt experiences you believe you should hold back on might just light someone up. The physical expression that you dull down so you fit in, and those dreams that seem too vast could be could be precisely what the world is waiting for. That's really cool. It's like stepping into yourself, you know what I mean? It's like stepping into your true self and not holding back just for the sake of keeping people comfortable, because who knows, it might actually activate somebody. Do you feel you have the right to take up space? Our auras can expand manifold? That's a really weird word to put in that sentence anyway. But we often choose to keep them tight to our bodies, maybe for safety. But what is this construct in which we have imprisoned ourselves? Where does this subtle or not so subtle shame come from? Why not dance our most beautiful dance, dress in a way that makes us feel magnificent, and sing so our voices are heard? Considering the paradigm of our judgment in others can help us expand into authentic expression. We may not be aware of the thoughts that were imprinted in us from a young age through our parents, teachers, society, and the media. Separation and limitation begin with your beliefs around what is acceptable and what is not. Connection and possibility come through owning your power and embracing your responsibility to be more visible in the world, not to shy away from life. Wow, I'm loving this message. It's actually giving me shivers as I'm reading it. It's so cool. Yeah, so anyway, it's time for radical ways of being and thinking, and you can start by granting yourself the freedom and creativity to be you. Having a voice is essential for power to shift back to individuals and communities outside of prescribed normality. It is just as I'm reading that, I was talking to a friend the other day, and he said, like, chatting, messaging. He's like, what did he say? Yeah, fuck the mainstream. And I'm like, yes, I knew I liked you, because that's basically my thing, right? Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why that popped into my head just then, but maybe it's a message for whoever is going to watch this. It is time to unleash your rainbow dragon and unapologetically claim your heart-based empowerment and radiantly unconventional what? And radiantly unconventional gifts, and to have fun with it. That is so cool. Yeah, it's amazing. Hey, like I said, I'm still getting shivers as I'm reading it. Like big downloads here. The divinatory meaning is it is time for expansion. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. Stop considering anything that is holding you back. This card is the permission slip that allows you to let go of limiting stories and take up all the space you need. Have fun unleashing who you are. As bold and radical as some of your ideas or offerings might be, who is to say they are not what the world is waiting for or what the world wants? Take note of any judgment or authentic expression towards yourself or others. Be mindful that creatively exploring unrefined expression may be what is needed right now. Remember to center yourself in your heart and be the masterpiece your soul always wanted you to be. Oh, that's beautiful. Actually gave me a little bit of a tear. That is such a cool card, such a cool message. I love it. Yeah, so be yourself. Really, like, be yourself. Don't tone it down, I think, is the message that's coming through there. I'm going to have a quick look at this immerse yourself, because it's like what I feel like is coming through here is like there's this big change coming in and you're just going to step into who you are and start just radiating that big motherfucking light that you really truly are, and not, you know, dimming it down for other people. It's so weird how we do that when we, you know, really, if you're truly, well and truly connected with yourself and you're being yourself, you always attract the right people. But we kind of all taught to do this weird thing where we dumb ourselves down, or I keep saying dumb ourselves down, I mean dim ourselves down and make ourselves smaller, because we're like, oh no, I can't do that. You know, imagine what would happen if I did that kind of thing. Or, you know, scared of our own success in some ways as well. Immerse yourself. Let's have a look and see what this one says. I should have left yucky glasses on. I don't like these ones. I should have found my other ones before I started, but I had other fires to put out. Having hysterics at my own misfortunes, because what else am I going to do? Immerse yourself. Where is it? Can I see it? Somewhere here. Oh yeah, 90, page 90. Let's see what this one says. Alright, so training, learning new hobbies and passions. Follow your desire to study and learn. Dive into what fascinates you. Immerse yourself in the topic that captivates you the most. Yeah, I can see this really lining up with the other card's message as well. Sort of like learning about who you are by, you know, learning about what captivates you and all that sort of stuff, and really immersing yourself in it. Maybe there's something you're passionate about that you're called to deepen your knowledge through study or learning, or something you want to experience more fully. Oh yeah, that just hit me as I was reading that. It's sort of like, again, it's like this radical expansion energy, but it's like how we close our hearts off and aren't open to like fully experiencing things just out of fear. It's not necessarily a fear that something bad's going to happen either. It's just because it's different, I guess, or something like that. But either way, it can be a habitual thing, and that way you never ever get to experience it fully. So that's a little a message sort of coming through from my guides as well, about opening up your heart and being able to sort of immerse yourself more in it. You're being encouraged to increase your wisdom and experience life in a deeper way, to follow your passions and embark on some kind of higher and deeper learning. What are your interests? What would you like to learn about? What topic fascinates you? What could you read or talk about without getting bored? Which field are you most interested in? What makes you come alive. Maybe you're being called to consider a new career or explore the possibility of training in a new field. Maybe you're being called to simply surrender to your passions and dive even deeper into them in your spare time. Education, whether traditional or experimental, can never be taken away from you. Knowledge can open the mind and light up the soul. What do you want to understand more deeply? Is there something you've been considering studying, whether in a structured way or a more experiential way? Is there a course or a program you're interested in? Is there something you're longing to explore for yourself? What piques your interest? What could you learn? What could you learn about without getting bored? That's very interesting. I'm kind of getting that by stepping into this kind of like looking at things that interest you and investigating them sort of might trigger this, you know, stepping into yourself more, this radical expansion energy as well. It could go either way, or it could just come in all at once, but that's the message here. And I feel like it's kind of got to do with maybe a connection or a partnership, a marriage. It could be that some of you are stepping out of a marriage that's repressive, or some of you are stepping into a connection that's not repressive, that's free, and you know, something new, and you're able to kind of be way more like yourself and explore things without fear of being kind of persecuted or something like that. I know that sounds really weird, but it's so often the way of relationships, as we kind of, you know, there's expectations and things like that, and everyone's got their own sort of perception of how things should be or how people should be. So you find yourself not being fully yourself because you don't want to scare that person away, or it's going to upset the apple cart or something like that. Whereas this message here is saying, be fully yourself and step right into yourself, open up and just expand into that massive, amazing being that you are, because that's going to actually encourage this connection to be what it is, or this marriage, or, you know, or maybe, as I said, you might be stepping out of a connection that wasn't really letting you do that, or you felt like it wasn't, because, you know, you always have a choice, but sometimes you choose to not rock the boat, I think is the best way I can put it. So yeah, I feel like maybe whatever way that works, whoever's watching this reading, group 2, you're going to be having this massive expansion this week, or at least it's going to start, and it's going to be so good. I can just feel the energy of it. I'm actually so excited. I'm actually so excited for you. It's fantastic. So let's have a look and see what messages the Moon Witch Oracle has. Whew, that was a big, I think I downloaded while I was reading that, because I could just feel the energy flowing through me. It's huge. I love it. So let's have a look here and see group 2 messages from the Moon Witch Oracle. Felt like my whole heart chakra just went which is great. I love that feeling. Okay, bringing light into somebody else's dark sky. So maybe part of this is, you know, helping someone else out with this expansion energy. Or helping them discover, learn about themselves and discover about themselves as well. There's so many different ways that this reading could kind of, you know, take tack, I suppose. But anyway, let's continue. Yep, here come the channeling burps. All right, more messages for group 2, please. Yawn, sorry, I'm not even burping. Goodness me. All right, Wayne and Gibbous, count your blessings. So yeah, a little bit of gratitude, remembering all the things that you have that are great can always help you kind of tap into more good energy and more good things. Oh, here comes one now. Open the door to a higher dimension. Yeah, that's definitely going to be happening for you guys this week, group 2. I can just feel it in the energy. So yeah, stepping into a more expanded kind of frequency, I guess. I'm not a fan of the whole higher dimension thing, just because it's sort of like saying, you know, I'm in a higher dimension than you. I'm better than you, which isn't true at all. It's bad wording, I think. It's more like it's just you've expanded your frequency. But once you do, it's so cool, because I'm trying to think of how to explain it. It's really different weird energy, but it's amazing because you can see more. It's sort of like the bird's eye view, you know, that when the birds fly up really high, they can see so much more. They can see, you know, so much further, and the things down below don't seem like such a big deal. So if there's, you know, problems and you've got a bird's eye view on it, it doesn't seem as bad as it does when you're down here in, you know, in your humanness. So the answer here is yes, just go for it. That's coming up with the marriage card as well. So I feel like some of you might even get proposed to. I mean, you know, don't go fooling yourself into into things that aren't necessarily going to happen. But, you know, for some of you, this message coming through is definitely that, or there's going to be. Doesn't necessarily need to be a marriage proposal. I think I need a drink of water. But, you know, an offer of a date, or to go out somewhere with somebody, or meet up with somebody who has this potential to help you expand into more of yourself. Because some people do, and then other people don't. You know? So who knows? Oh, that's better. I needed that. It's a bit warm in here. Let's have a look and see what other messages we have for group 2. Then we'll get into the tarot. Alright, Freya says you are worthy and you are loved. So that's another reaffirming message of just, you know, being yourself and unapologetically kind of living in your light. Sometimes I think that's a reason that people don't live in their light and fully be who they are, because they don't feel like it's going to reflect badly on them or something like that, and, you know, they won't be loved, or they'll feel ostracized from their family or something like that as well. So just remembering that you are worthy and you are loved. Let's see what else comes up. I reckon one more card from this deck, and then I will go into, yeah, the tarot. That one. Okay, full moon. Harvest the fruits of your hard work. Maybe this is something you've been working on, waiting for. I feel like something good is coming in for you. I wanted to say financially, but I don't think that's what I mean. I know that sounds really weird. It's sort of like something big is coming in for you, but in the physical world. So it could be, you know, like a new house, or a move that you've been working on, or car, or something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that's money. It could be an actual thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I have to laugh at myself and my strange issues with coming up with the right words. Okay. It's like they're in my head, but they don't want to come out of my mouth. That's like translation or something. Wow. Okay. That was the first card that jumped out. So beginning of the week energy is Chariot. So moving forward very fast and very fearlessly. Moving towards what though, Tarot? Show me what's coming up. A lot of cards is what's coming up. We have the Tower in reverse. So that's an interesting energy. And I think it was this one. That one in reverse. We've got Death and Rebirth in reverse as well. That's really weird. So maybe I feel like this is about something you thought had ended. Things might have seemed like they kind of, you know, crashed and burned and it was all done. But with both of these cards, like the Tower and the Death card coming up in reverse, it's obviously giving the energy that, you know, whatever it is, and I feel like it's something good. I don't feel like it's something bad. I feel like it's something that you wanted in your life, and it could relate to the whole marriage connection thing that's coming through here, that it's not over and it's kind of going to come back around, and it's going to do that very quickly with the Chariot. That's like 3 major arcanas there too. So that's like very big, strong energy coming through. So let's grab some more messages here. So big change, beginning of the week is like a massive shift. And then we will have a look at the midweek cards. If the tarot wants to give me any more messages for group 2, please. Okay, here we go. There we go. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. This is amazing. So this is like moving into a very stable, financially abundance type of energy. And it could be to do with family as well. Yeah. that's all that's coming through for that. So yeah, that's a really nice. It's so like what you thought was over or finished or was never going to happen. That's something else that's sort of coming through as well. Something that you thought wasn't ever going to happen for you, or maybe you just weren't even focused on it anymore. And I feel like this is relationship revolve. I feel like this is involving a relationship. So yeah, so there's going to be this huge turnaround, and things are going to like change. Whether that's with someone you're already with or have already been with, or it's with someone new who feels like someone you already know, like a soul tie, soul connection type energy. You know, it depends on you and your own particular soul path and all of that stuff. More messages. So midweek, having a good time with the family is what I see here. Just like happy, balanced, good times. Plenty of resources. Oh dear, what's going on here? But I think that's a few too many cards. I'm going to just keep going. I don't like it when I get 700. I got that before, but I don't feel like that's right. All right, so we've got the Star coming up. So there's hope and healing coming in for you guys as well, group 2. This is just like amazing energy, such a positive reading. It's really cool. I love it. It's such great, you know, such a great message for you guys. Message of hope. All right, have we got, oh, there we go. Okay, so we have the High Priestess in reverse though. High Priestess reversed. I feel like that's sort of like, for this particular reading anyway, the energy that I'm getting, the message that I'm getting is it's like trusting that everything's going to be all right, instead of trying to, you know, always come into your intuition and feel out the energy and things like that, which I know is a thing. I do it all the time. Like, I can't help it. It's just the way it is. But I know other people do it as well. It's sort of like always feeling out, is this okay? Is everything going to be all right? It's a very empath type thing to do. But when you're an empowered empath, you can like detach yourself and trust a lot more. And I feel like this is an energy that's going to be coming in with this radical expansion and immersion. It's like, rather than being worried about things and stuff, you know, like being all, I don't know how to put it, it's like letting these little anxious thoughts that we all have, you know, that voice in your head that says, what if? One of my friends used to always say, well, anything after what if is bullshit. And it's true. It's like, if it's a what if thought, it's like your ego or something trying to protect you most of the time. It's like things that are going to be fearful, things that are going to put you off track. But I feel like this energy is like leaving, and this is what the Star is bringing in. It's bringing in this hope and this understanding that you're always permanently connected to, you know, source energy and to yourself, and that when you can let go and trust a lot more, or that you can let go and trust a lot more, and things just work out a lot easier, instead of always trying to kind of, you know, poke, that kind of energy. Like, I just feel like you will feel safe to be in that trusting energy and not need to be constantly poking into and seeing, you know, is it still okay? Is it still okay? I'm getting like a little mental picture of someone kind of peeking around the door every so often. So yeah, interesting. Okay. we have this one come up as well. So this is the Knight of Cups. This is another card that kind of represents an offer of some description. You can see, look, there's Romeo sitting there with his roses. Do you want to come out on a date with me? You know, that kind of energy. Also, we have a horse in the background, so it's this kind of energy of freedom, of, you know, being free to choose, free to love, free to kind of expand and be yourself as well. Really like that card. I'm just trying to see if anything else comes through with that. But yeah, I feel like you can just sort of trust in... Oh, okay, so there's a message coming through. For some of you, you're going to be meeting someone new who's going to make you like a, you know, do you want to come on a date kind of offer. And they're telling you basically, you know, you've healed from the past and now it's okay. You can trust this person. This person isn't the same as the person from the past, and they're not going to kind of do what the person from, or the people from your past might have done, which is, you know, try to repress you or whatever. I won't go deeply into that because there's a lot to unpack with that, and we'll be here forever. But I'm sure if that's you, you will know what I mean by that. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. This one came up in group 2 as well. This is putting the work in. Like, this is why I'm saying the message here, or having this message come through, is that this person is safe, like they're willing to put the work in with you for a connection. So end of the week energy. I'm just going to get a couple more cards and then I'm burping. End of week energy for group 2. Don't know why group 2 always ends up being like romance or twin flame or something like that kind of energy, or reading. It's really weird. It's always group 2, and I never like intend for it to be that way. It just happens. So cool. Let's have a look and see if we can get some more messages. Whoop, group 2. Alright. We have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, feeling left out. Feeling locked out in the cold, but I don't know why. I feel like this is kind of, this person is going to work hard to not make you feel like that. That's what I'm getting here. I feel like this is the energy that I was picking up from the past, right? This is this kind of feeling of, I don't know, somehow they made you feel unwanted in a way, even though you were with them. They made you feel unwanted. They didn't invite you to places. They didn't, you know, want you around when they were with their friends. They didn't want you to sort of be part of their life. They just wanted you there at home doing whatever, or, you know, living your own separate life, but still say that you're together. I feel like this person, who's this new person, if this resonates, or there's going to be also, there could be like an already established connection where that person is going to change, like that energy is going to change, and they're going to put some work in to not have you feel like that. They don't want you to feel like that. I think specifically with a new person, it's sort of, you know, it's about trusting, but also with the message of what you thought had ended or something like that before, with the Death and the Tower, and it hasn't. This could also be like a coming back around with somebody, whether you're still together or they left and then now they're coming back or something like that as well. This is a similar energy. It's like they've changed. They've done some work on themselves. One more message for group. I reckon that one. I just popped out then. Ooh, the Emperor. So we have the Emperor in reverse. So this is like someone who's not strategizing. You know, like some people make strategies about these relationships and how they're going to get around. This person isn't doing that. This is like they're coming from the heart. They're coming from sincerity and genuineness, rather than having this kind of like weird strategic way of managing their relationships. It's an odd message to come through, but I feel like it's one that you guys need to hear. And I also feel like, just with that first message with the radical expansion and immersing yourself. Come on, mouth, you can work. You can do it. Yeah, immersing yourself, I feel like this is also an energy that might be coming through for you. You're understanding that when people do, you know, if someone leaves you out or makes you feel left out or doesn't invite you or something like that, then maybe they're just not the right people to be around. And that only, you know, you might be recognizing the people who are more genuine, you know, because you're more genuine, you're being genuinely yourself in this expansion energy. You're learning more about who you are and therefore attracting people who are more like you and who are more genuine, who are more sort of tapped into themselves and doing that, the whole expansion thing as well. I think I'm going to end this reading here and we will go on to group 3. Hopefully that gave you guys some messages and, you know, guidance and all of that sort of stuff for this week. Although these readings really are timeless and, you know, they could relate whenever you see them. Yeah, cool. Hopefully you'll be back next week. I don't know if I'll be doing this on YouTube, or like recording, or if I'll be doing it live again. Just depends on how things go, I guess. Where is this one? Here we go. Group 3. So if you chose this crystal, so this is a black tourmaline heart, and or the white feather, or white and yellow, actually it probably just looks white on there, but it's actually kind of a yellow color. The sulfur crested cocky feather, or group 3, then this one is your reading. Now let's have a look. I'm just going to stop and have a drink. I'm not used to doing all the readings all at once because, you know, when you record you can stop them, so I might just rest my throat for 1 second. Okay, so group 3, the Infinite, is your first card. This is your oracle card. I will get the book out and read from the book about this one. But just, you know, tapping into the energy and what I'm seeing and feeling with it popping up like that is the Infinite is really talking about like the infinity of the universe, and you connecting with that understanding of infinity, I guess. It's a hard thing to explain, but, you know, sort of connecting into the ever expanding energy that's around us, really, when, you know, we limit ourselves so much. Our minds are so limited. So I feel like maybe you'll be going through a bit of an expansion or something like that, you know, tapping into that. So the next card as well is the Selkie. Come out of hiding and embrace who you really are. That's a really cool card as well. This is sort of like the same message as group 2, but it's on a more, I don't know, it doesn't feel as strong, so it's like a more gentle kind of thing. Leave the unhealthy situation and enjoy the new doors that open as a result. The card is walk away. So maybe some of you are seeing the infinity of, you know, of your life or something like that, I would say. I feel like I'm going to read from this book. I can feel a message coming through, but translating it's going to be tricky. I can just tell. I can tell that the translation is going to be a bit funny. So I'm going to read through this book and maybe it will, you know, the words will come. What I am actually getting from this is it's like someone walking away, moving out of a situation because they have connected with something bigger than themselves, like the infinite universe, and realizing that they've been hiding themselves away, pretending to be someone else. Like, I don't know if you know the story of the Selkie, but the Selkie is it's a bit of a similar thing to the mermaid. The Selkie Selkie is a seal who can turn into a person at a certain time of year or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, they can turn into a person, but they always have to go back to the sea, something along those lines. So yeah, kind of hiding who you are. I guess if you weren't if you were a seal, half the time you'd probably try and hide who you are too, but this is saying it's okay to be who you are, and to come out of hiding. So let's read the Infinite. Where are we? Page, number 49. Not page 49. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 57, 48. And then I went straight past it. The eternal life forces, cycles of growth rising from the ashes, many deaths and rebirths within one's life. You are so much more than your physical body. The beings in Lemuria are said to have lived for hundreds of years, many hundreds of years, as they were only partially incarnated into their bodies and were much lighter, less physically actualized and less affected by aging. They were also aware of their infinite nature. The Lemurians were multidimensional beings and regularly traversed realms other than the physical, including the places before and after death. As we become aware that we are so much more than our physical bodies, we may experience a sense of the eternal. Thus, fear around death gives way to recognizing new beginnings, so we remember what is real and focus on what we wish for this life. Whatever we believe will happen when our body goes back to the earth, we can live to the fullest while we are here in this incarnation. You may feel like you have led many lives and express different faces to the world. We can experience many mini deaths and rebirths as we allow outdated parts of ourselves to fall away. When we choose to align our lives with our spirit, we may find we experience more of these mini deaths. Yeah, definitely. Been there, done that, still doing it. The constant mini dark nights of the soul and things of the ascension path are kind of challenging sometimes, but you know, that's it, isn't it? You've got to let go of what's outdated for you. They can be daunting, but are fast-tracking our growth to prepare us for the shining new chapter that beckons. The divinatory meaning of this card is the card of rebirth can appear. What? Am I reading the right one? Yeah, I am. It said the card of rebirth. I thought it meant that's what it was called. This card of rebirth can appear after challenges that have required a level of surrender. You have arrived at a beginning. Revel in your newfound inner freedom. Blockages have fallen away, doors are opening, and there are opportunities to step into. Stretch your wings and see how far they can reach. Rise from the ashes like a phoenix, born anew, ready for a new cycle of growth. Celebrate and honor the road that brought you here and prepare to take flight with new tools, or with the tools you have gathered through your elevation experience. Yeah, so maybe going through group 3 a little bit of an ego death, or one of those kinds of, you know, moments where the old version of us dies and the new version of us is born. And that kind of does tie in very well with the Selkie message of coming out of hiding. It's sort of like as you go through the ascension process or the healing process or whatever you want to call it, you peel off layers, like you peel off layers of who you were to become someone new again, as you kind of integrate this new energy that comes through and things like that. And for this group specifically, because we've got the walk away card as well, I feel like this is talking about really letting go of a situation that's kind of had a hold on you, that stopped you maybe from being your true self, or maybe it's just like a big shift. And when you have a big shift, sometimes I'm getting this message that, you know, you might be a bit scared to move out of where you are, or something like that. And this card, the walk away card, with the message of leave the unhealthy situation and enjoy the new doors that open as a result, is like reminding you that it's okay to leave situations if they don't work for you, even if it kind of doesn't feel right at the time. Now, where was I? That's all right. Let's have a look and see what messages the Moon Witch Tarot's got for us. Now, let's look here. Dropping them all over the place. So, messages for group 3, please. In regards to their underlying energy theme of this week, which is change. We have a lot of change coming through. I feel also with the message with the infinite, it's sort of like it might be a time when you're kind of realizing like life as this person is not infinite. Basically, you're realizing that you're finite, and maybe you need to shift and do new things and different things. It's kind of that, like, I don't know how to put it. How do you put it? It's like when you get a shock, or when you start to realize that you're getting older and you kind of like, well, shit, I better get on with it, kind of thing, where you've been procrastinating. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting. It's like realizing that you might not have as much time as you would like to have. Like, we don't live forever, unfortunately, and that putting a fire under your bum in a way. So yeah, but also there's that whole letting go of who you were once, because you've changed. So a very healing kind of energy coming through too. I feel like perhaps for group 3 you've been working on your inner healing, working with shadow, that kind of thing, and kind of peeling away those layers. So yeah, all right. So as I'm saying that, my guides are saying, and maybe that is what the walking away thing is about. So it's sort of like when you heal, what supports you and what feels good to you isn't always the same anymore. So it's time to walk away. You might be, living in a share house that it was fun once, but it's no longer fun anymore because it just doesn't work for you. You don't live that lifestyle, or it doesn't work for you. Whatever it is, however it works. So let's get these messages. Moon Witch Oracle, please. Messages for group 3. Okay, we have one coming up. Sekhmet, courage, truth, shadow work. Oh, what did I just say? Shadow work. Interesting. Yeah, so sometimes you do actually need a lot of courage to go through the shadow work stuff, or just through the shadow, your shadow, to meet some of the darker aspects of yourself, I guess, and finding the truth and the gift of awareness of all of those things, and knowing that they're okay. It's okay to have all of those different aspects of yourself is so freeing and so I'm going to say liberating, but it means the same thing as freeing. So that's not quite what I was planning on saying. But yeah, it's just, it sets you free in a different kind of way, because you're not trying to hide who you are. You're not trying to hide like those slightly less acceptable, less socially acceptable parts of yourself, I guess. Okay, my guides are saying Maiden Mother Crone. So this is very interesting. I'm getting this kind of message from a crone. Crone being an older person, an older woman, this mostly. So, like your grandma, the elder woman, the matriarch type thing. Maybe you're getting a message from her. The word mediumship is coming through as well. So maybe you're a medium, or you're learning to be a medium. And maybe these messages and things that you come across, or you're connecting with, the spirits that you're connecting with, are helping you see it's time to leave, it's time to heal, or helping you heal so that you can leave. More messages, please. Okay, first quarter, what have we got? It's time to commit. So whatever it is, it's something that you need to commit to. Yeah, with the walk away thing, I think it's one of those situations. This is what I'm getting anyway, so it's probably for most of you. It's one of those situations where you kind of feel obligated to stay in a lot of ways, but you know that it's actually just not good for you. So you have to kind of, make that decision and commit to it. Choose yourself and commit to doing what's right for you, because eventually, and in the end, if you're always doing the right thing for everyone else, you get left out, you'll get left behind, you don't get, it's just not good, basically, and I'm sure you know what I mean. All right, so more messages from the Moon Witch Oracle, please. That one jumped out at me. Diana, be one with nature, spending time in nature. Yeah, it's always good, but I feel like for what you guys are, currently experiencing, and I do feel like you're probably dipping into the shadows of your psyche. Spending time with nature is very grounding and healing. So, it's a very strange noise behind me. Must be the cat. Yeah, so spending time in nature, very grounding, very healing, and it's going to be very helpful for you guys in this kind of next 7-day period. Let's have a look and see what else is coming up for group 3. Vision. Get clear on what you want. All right. Yeah, I feel like this is all kind of related. The getting clear on what you want will always help you, take those steps that you need to get to where you want to go, I guess. So yeah, having that clear vision and working with your shadow often helps you see more clearly as well. It gives you more clarity. And then the answer is yes, just go for it. So that's a very interesting message coming through there. Let's get into the tarot and see what comes up for group 3 for this week. Just give those a tap to clear the energy. Wow, I want to jump out. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man in reverse. So it's basically saying it's not time to sit still. It's time to start taking action now. Oops. Wow, that was a lot of cards. I don't think we'll read all of those ones. So can we get not midweek, beginning of the week messages for group 3, please? Okay, I feel like that one's coming up. The Hermit, and in reverse as well. So it's kind of saying come out of the closet, whatever it is that you, again, it's sort of like, be who you truly are, come out of the closet. Maybe you've been kind of hiding away as you're going through the change or the shifts that you might be going through right now, the shadow work and all that sort of stuff. You do kind of want to stay, hermitish. You want to stay by yourself. You want to isolate sometimes, I think, and just focus on your own light. But this is this message here is saying it's not time to do that now. It's time to step out of that energy, start kind of connecting with people again, find that light within you and go and shine it elsewhere. Bring it to other people who might need it. I feel like kind of that's what is coming through anyway. So beginning of the week messages, please, for group 3. Okay, and strength. We got one. Strength. So strength in reverse. What does that mean? Strength kind of feels like, I don't know. Let me just tap into that a little. Strength always talks about courage and stuff, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel with it in reverse, I feel like the isolation of the Hermit card being in reverse as well. It's sort of like you want to step out, but there's something that's kind of, I don't know, it's holding you back in some way. You don't feel like you have the courage. It could be something like social anxiety, or it just could be like you haven't been around people for a long time and it kind of worries you to go out and be around people. I don't know. It could be something to do with a Leo too. I don't usually do star signs with tarot cards, but that just was something that came through. So obviously a message for someone who's going to watch this. Let's just see what other messages you can get. I want to get some clarity on this, please. Beginning of the week. Messages for group 3. Okay, what have we got there? We've got a half a deck, but I think I'll just read them. They don't seem to be wanting to pop out. Okay, so the Hierophant. So connecting with higher source, higher energy or more expanded energy, finding that pathway up out of the shadow is what I'm getting here. to find that balance in between, like, you know, doing that shadow work, going deep. You might not be doing, you know, actively doing shadow work, but you might have fallen into that kind of the depth of darkness that lives within you. And I feel like you just kind of want to keep focusing on finding the light, but what they're actually saying with this message, with the cards in reverse and all that sort of stuff, the Hermit and the Strength card in reverse, and then the Hierophant, is like, the way that you find it is by going out. You need to go out and expand. You need to go and connect with other people, and, you know, remember that you're a social being as well, as remember that you're like a human being and you're here to have fun and, you know, have a life and all of that sort of stuff, not just sit at home and do spiritual work. We're already spiritual. We're here to have a human experience. So we have then the Knight of Swords. It's almost like something's going to trigger you to start running for something. I don't know what it is. It's like whatever he is focused on, whatever he's decided he wants, he's going to bloody get it, because he's running to the motorbike. So he's in a hurry, whatever it is. So that's kind of this midweek energy of shifting into something where you're like in a hurry to get somewhere or do something, or something like that. Okay. Running away from your anxiety, perhaps. The Two of Swords. Wow. I don't usually play the confirmation from a siren card, but that was a bit too much like good, perfect timing. So some of you might be trying to avoid, anxiety or like social awkwardness or something like that by not going out or by not connecting with certain people or something like that. Maybe this is the unhealthy situation that the walk away card was talking about. It's like, my guides are saying it's almost like you're so deeply into your spirituality that you've forgotten to go live a life, and now when you want to, it's like you can't, because there's all this fear. It's like, all, you know, you're just so, how can I put this? It's really easy to get into this place and look, you know, no one's perfect, and I'm not picking on anyone because I do it too. I just, like, you know, you can easily just isolate yourself and focus on your spiritual journey. And the more that you do that, often it sort of becomes very hard to deal with people who are just like living their normal lives and, you know, talking about, I don't know, I can't even think about how to put it, but it's hard to communicate with people who aren't on the same wavelength as you, I think. So it's like we avoid, when we go into those really deep places of, you know, spiritual awakening or going into the infinite void and things like that, it becomes a habit sometimes to isolate yourself because you feel like you can't relate to anyone. And this really feels like that. This is what the message that my guides are giving me. And I don't know if it's for all of you or if it's for some of you, but yeah, it's sort of like they're saying, come on, it's time to go out, stop isolating. It's time to sort of, you don't have to like literally like walk out the door, but it might be time to start doing things that are, you know, not just spiritual, but they're physical, or spending time with people, just connecting heart to heart, not worrying about, you know, is this helping my journey? Is this person supporting me and stuff like that? And as I said, it's easy to do that, or like feeling like you don't want to go or connect with people or watch people or whatever because they, you know, they don't relate to you. You know what I mean? Like, or you don't relate to them. It's like you can't avoid people. You're related to family and all of that sort of stuff, and it might be time to go and reconnect with them on a more, you know, normal level. And it will be good for you because it will bring you back to earth. So this anxiety, this is also not being able to see. The Two of Swords is not being able to see as well. So it's sort of like there's a decision that you can't make, or you don't want to make because you don't have all the information. You can't see it. And that kind of might make you worried as well. I'm really just getting drawn to this Knight of Swords Hierophant energy here, and it's talking about moving forward. I feel it's a bit of a one step forward, one step back type thing going on here with you guys, and I feel like you're going to prevail over it. I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of messages as well, so you might not have the choice. You know what I mean? You might not want to come out of your hermit tower and connect with people, but I feel like people are trying to connect with you, and not for anything bad, but just, you know, they want to hang out with you, want to spend time with you, they like the person that you are, and they're wondering why, you know, you're not talking to them or you're not hanging out with them and things like that. I feel like this could be a lot of, you know, friends and people that mean well, but they have a lot of love for you. I also kind of I'm just getting like someone's going to invite you out, and some of the messages, it might be like you guys exchanging messages like, what do you want to come out? And you're like, no. And they're like, why won't you come out? And so you tell them, and it's just sort of like, you know, having a text argument or something about meeting up with your friends or going out somewhere or something like that. It's good energy though, so you should go, like, you know, do something different. Let's have a look and see what other messages we have. End of week messages for group 3. Oop, that was that one and that one. Okay, so we have the 4 of Pentacles. This is sort of like, yeah, it's I want to keep it to myself. I don't want to go out there. She's just like with her bag. You can see like the look on her face. She's kind of, these are my pentacles. I'm not sharing them with anyone. And this could relate to, you know, I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to expose myself to whatever this energy you're trying to avoid is. Sometimes when you try to avoid things, it just makes it worse, right? But it kind of means that there's no reciprocity. There's no like give and take here. Or maybe this is the person you might be, or personal energy you're trying to avoid in, you know, sequestering yourself away from people and things, isolating yourself. Let's try and see. Just kind of looking into this 4 of Pentacles energy, kind of holding on to what you've got. Maybe oh, okay. So my guides just said like keeping it close to your chest. So this is a different message. It's sort of like you will go out, but you won't you don't have to even like tell everyone what you've been doing and why you've been away. You know, you could just say, I've been sick or I've been really busy. It's like keeping it close to your chest. You don't have to divulge all of the details to whoever or whatever this situation is. You can just, you can still connect with people, but just, you know, you don't need to tell them. I kind of feel like it's a bit protective too. It's sort of like, I don't want everyone to know that I've been doing this because sometimes it's just no one's business, right? No one's business but yours. But I feel like it kind of stops the give and take a little bit. I'm really getting that this is a person that you're connected with or involved with. It doesn't necessarily have to be female just because the person on the card's a girl. But it's just interesting. So perhaps you'll be messaging with somebody who's a bit like this, a bit standoffish, a bit like private, I guess, and because they're private, it's kind of hard to get through to them. Like there's no give and take. It's just a lot of take, or it's not anything. You don't get any kind of energy back. There's no balance in this connection, which is very interesting. Oh, okay. So my guides have just said this is what they're afraid of. They're afraid that they won't get. Okay, so this could be you worrying that the people that you are going to be connecting with, or that you are going to socialize with, you know, like your friend group or your family, just will kind of, I don't know, maybe this is what's happened to you before, and you feel like this is what will happen to you again, is that you will feel kind of, I don't know, left out and not get any kind of balance within this situation. I have more messages here. Some more messages here, please. Just clarify this. 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, reversed energy, please. Yeah, so messaging with someone, feeling like you're not getting through to them somehow, or they're keeping it all to themselves, or perhaps that's you know, it could go either way. But it kind of stops the energy flow, right? And that's not a good thing. More messages, please. Can we have some cards? Be great. So end of the week energies for group 3. Alright, so alright, the 6 of Cups. We have the 6 of Cups. He's come up in reverse as well. So this could be someone from the past. This could be energy from the past, which is really what it's throwing out to me, right? It's like this is energy from the past, and if you've changed, like, not if you've changed, because you have changed. It's nothing that you need to fear. I feel like it's just your like habit, or what you've sort of learned or been taught by the way people have treated you in the past. But that's why you've got this card. I think I feel like this is kind of giving you that warning, but there's somebody or some, you know, like situation. It could be, you know, your family trying to get you to come out and do things. It could be your friends trying to get you to branch out and do something different, or just one friend, you know. I feel like it's kind of this message coming through. It's not the same. It's not going to be the same. And I know this was similar to, is it group 2 or group 3? Yeah, group 2. Group 3. I'm reading group 3. So group 2 or group 1 is what I meant, but it's similar. It's a similar energy, and that's cool because we're all part of a collective, right? But different situations with the same energy. So it's like fearing being treated the way you were treated in the past. But when you have healed, when you've done this work, when you've become in touch with who you are, it shouldn't worry you as much, first of all, that, you know, some people will be funny with you, but it changes your inner resonance so that you don't get the same reaction from people. So I feel like it's a little bit of like, how can I put this? It's like when the water's really cold at the beach or the pool or something, and you kind of want to go in, but you're like, you know, you're just kind of putting your toes in. You want to test the water. That's the kind of feeling that I get. Like you put your toe in and it's like, oh, it's a bit cold, and then pull it back. I'm going to see what else comes up after this 8 of Wands. Let's just grab a couple more cards here. I'm going to clear the energies here as well. Here we go. Yeah. So the Page of Pentacles. This is new energy. It's a different person. It's a different situation. It's something new beginning on, like, in your human journey, I would say. So you're holding things differently now. You've got more balance, and people are going to react to you differently. I'm going to put these ones back. They're just all the ones I grabbed and caught when they went flying. One more, please. Okay, here we go. All right, putting the 9 of Swords away. We've got the 9 of Swords. So I feel like this is something that worries you quite a lot, or has worried you quite a lot. You've been quite, you know, wanting to, well, that's why the Hermit card's there, but that's also the message is like coming out of the closet a little bit, coming out of your hermitage, and sort of, you know, doing slowly, you don't have to do it fast, slowly changing things and facing your fears. I feel like for you guys, I don't know why, but as I said before, I was getting sort of like social anxiety or something that's happened, that's made you kind of retract back into yourself. Your guides are telling you that it's now time to kind of like strip away those things, because they're not really who you are. They're just, it's part of something old, something that doesn't work for you anymore. Something that's an outdated program perhaps, or an outdated way of seeing or feeling things. And I feel like it's changing for you, even though you're getting these, like the Nine of Swords, it might be dreams, you're having bad dreams about it or something like that. But it's definitely changing, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune that's come up, and then we've got the Eight of Cups in reverse. So I feel like the Eight of Cups is often, you know, it talks about sort of like it's walking away or leaving something behind. Could be sadness and things like that. But I feel like with it in reverse, it's like and coming up with the Wheel of Fortune, it's really giving me this feeling of this is changing. You're going to see that it's changed. It just means that you need to take that step away from whatever situation is kind of holding you back. There's a lot here. Wow. Anyway, I feel like this is probably where I need to leave it for group 3, and hopefully you guys got what you needed out of it, messages and all of that sort of stuff. I'm so glad I finally got on here to actually do the readings. By hook or by crook, I was doing it. It didn't matter how I was doing it, but I was doing it. So yeah, if you liked it, make sure you like the video, share it, whatever you do on Facebook. I'm trying to like switch from my YouTube script that I have stuck in my head to my Facebook thing, which I haven't done many readings live on Facebook for a while now. But yeah, I'm always here for a chat or a session or a reading or whatever, if that appeals to you. And I will catch you on my next readings, which I'm still not sure where they'll be. Anyway, thanks for watching the whole time, Kelly. I really appreciate having someone with me. It kind of makes me feel like I'm not just sitting here talking to myself. All right, bye. Bye.